Hey everyone, Jeremy here. It is Thursday night and we're going to create some art. It's going to be awesome. A couple of people already in the room, so a shout out to Kid, shout out to Larry. So, what are we working on tonight? Great question. I got the idea that I want to paint on eggs. Easter's coming up on Sunday. I don't really have any real reason to. It's not like I'm going to an egg hunt or anything like that. I may go and see my niece, who's like 0 years old. I think she's like 1 years old or something like that. And there might be like an Easter egg hunt involved in that, but it's not really something that's in the plans. It's just that I want to paint on an egg. Eggs are very delicate. I've seen some artwork where people have painted on eggs in the past, and I always found it fascinating. So I thought I'd give it a shot and see how it goes. So if you guys don't mind me experimenting tonight, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just experimenting, painting on some eggs. I have no idea how this is going to go. Obviously, I've never done it before. I'm not even 100% sure that the paints that I'm using will work, but I think they will. So it could turn out terrible or it can turn out awesome. I'm going with awesome, even if it's awesomely terrible. So I'm just going to jump right in. Rum Dog's in the house too. Shout out to Rum Dog. So I've got these eggs here, and quick note about how you prepare your eggs for painting. So in my case, because I don't really care about these eggs, they're just like practice and just testing and experimenting and all that. I don't really care to preserve them. So all I did was, well, I didn't hard boil them. I got this like little well, I guess they're still hard boiled, but they were more like steamed or whatever. But anyway, these are hard boiled eggs essentially. Um, but it doesn't have to be that way. So obviously, hard boiled eggs, these are perishable. This isn't gonna last very long. Maybe it's good for an Easter egg hunt, and that's about it. But if you wanted to preserve these, like say you did some masterful art and you wanted to keep this egg forever, you could. It's entirely possible. And the way that you do that is you have to get all the insides out of it. And there's a very simple technique. It's a little time consuming. That's why I didn't do it. But you can get the contents of this egg out of it. And the way you do that is you poke a little hole in the top and you poke a little hole in the bottom and you literally like blow the contents through it, right? So like you just give it a good blow and it comes out looking like snot into a bowl, but you're good to go. So you can get all the egg yolk and whites and all of that stuff out of here. You can run water through it. You can clean it up really good, and then your egg will last forever. But then like it's just a canvas like any other canvas. Some people have painted on these. There's um, very famous kind of art in I want to say like Ukraine. I forget the name of it, but it is painting on eggs, and so there's a time-honored tradition of it. But anyway, I'm just going to try to paint in watercolor on and gouache on these eggs, and I'm going to try to do. I'm trying to going to try to do all six. But again, I have no idea how this is going to go, so I'm just going to jump right in. Feel free to chat with me while we're on here, and if you have any questions, I'll try to fill in some blanks. But so I'm just going to kind of give this like a little bit of a tint. You probably can't see this on um, camera. I'm just trying to figure out how much like regular watercolor is it. Like if I just, coat it, does it sink in? Doesn't look like it. It kind of stays there on the surface. So let me dab that off. And I guess I'll just get right into painting. So I think the first one I'm going to do is I think I'm gonna do like a little tiny deer, like a little baby deer. And let's see how that goes. So for my baby deer, I've got some yellow ochre gouache. Let's see what happens if I come in. Yeah, so it's still wet from before. So I'm going to go ahead and nix that first attempt. And apparently it needs to stay pretty dry. So I'm gonna go with that. This is a lot of fun. I like doing these things, doing experiments, and I don't mind doing them live. The other thing is so small. Like this is such a small egg to be painting on. This is a dumb idea. I shouldn't have done this. I instantly regret it. But no, this is gonna work. This is gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. So how you guys doing? You guys having a good week so far? I know I just talked to you guys yesterday when I was doing the copy painting of the so the raccoon's still over here. no, over on this side. It's not quite done. Still working on it. There was some more details that I wanted to add, but I was busy this morning, so I didn't get a chance to. But that's almost done. Clean some of this water off. All right, so don't start with a wet egg. That's something I learned. You can use watercolor and you can use gouache, but you want to keep it kind of dry, apparently. Let's see if I can get a body. So it's also kind of weird to be painting on a round surface. That's something I'm not used to. A lot of weird things here that I have to get used to, but that's okay. You know, if I can paint on a bottle, I can paint on an egg. The bottle was cheating though. The bottle I did paper and then I affixed it to the bottle. I should have done that with this egg. So the other thing I noticed that like as I'm rotating this guy so I can paint down here, this stuff is starting to pull in weird places. Yeah, this is interesting. But I think we can pull it off. I mean, we can pull off something that looks kind of like a deer. Some darker value up here. And maybe that I need to like, might need to go like even smaller on my paintbrush and just kind of like almost ink it. It's also awkward to hold this guy while I'm painting. I should have probably thought this through a little bit. This is this is more difficult than I thought it would be. It's a challenge. I'm not giving up though. I'm not giving up. There's going to be like a little baby deer on this egg before the night's over. And then some of the other eggs that I want to do, I might kind of change how things are going. I probably should have started with like one of the easier to paint things. They're so small. So it's like it's so hard to get like detail into this thing. But it's okay. We've had challenges on this channel before, and we always seem to come through, right, guys? Leaving the egg blowing to Jeremy. It is kind of cool. So like I should have done like a landscape so I could show you how like intricate some of these egg paintings that I've seen are. Um, like there are probably need a fourth leg here. He's only got like three legs. It's starting to look like a little bit like a deer. I just okay. So the first thing I've learned. All right, let me hold this up to the camera. The first thing that I've learned is that you want to keep your brush pretty dry, right? So like if you don't, you're gonna get like little pulling and stuff when you're like moving it around. Things are gonna get like super blotted, which might be what you're looking for, but it's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is a little bit more control over the painting. Um, so in this case. Dryer brush is probably a better idea. And, you know, little small guy with a lot of detail. Let me switch to a smaller brush. Let's see. Hey, it says you're live. Yep, I'm live. Leave that egg blowing to Jeremy. Yeah, like I think that I think if I do a good job on these, I might try it again with a uh, a blown egg. Is that what we're gonna call it? We're gonna call it blown egg, um, and like an empty egg, because you can definitely preserve these things, and you know you can get like a little stand for it and stuff. So much detail. Yeah, a little bit of an intricate piece here. He's got like a little face going there, right? That's cute. This is awesome. Yeah. Hey Lorraine, how's it going? Yeah, we're painting eggs. We're trying to paint eggs. I'm experimenting here. Uh, I could have done like just a normal dyed egg, but I'm like, nah, I want to try fine art on an egg with uh with a tiny little brush and see how it goes. I think it's fine. I think this is looking good. got a little bit of a face. He kind of looks more like a jaguar or something, like a cat of some sort. But we'll keep working on it. So again, you can use watercolor. I'm using mostly gouache here, just because I thought that I would stain it first with some watercolor and then come back over it with the gouache and do like some opaque layers above it. But I'm finding that like the whole staining bit didn't really work. So in this case, I'm just painting directly on the thing with gouache. Well, thank you, Lorraine. I appreciate that. I don't know if it's cute yet, but it's just so hard to get detail in here when it's so small. That's the problem. I mean, he kind of looks like a deer, but also not really. That's okay. We got 6 attempts at this, guys. So like we'll try it. Maybe the deer doesn't work out. Maybe one of the other ones will. Get like a little fuzzy forehead going there. My original idea is I was going to do all 6 of the original Avengers on an egg and call it the Egg Vengers. I'm glad I didn't do that. That would have been really tough. But it's the same concepts whether you're painting on an egg or you're painting on paper. You go for like the bigger shapes, then try to get into the little shapes. The problem is this is all so small. I think it looks like a little bit of a deer, so it's kind of cute. The other thing is I'm sitting here holding this egg up the entire time. That's a little awkward, but oh, thank you. It's supposed to look like Bambi. We're gonna call this one Bambi. I think it'll get there. Like the more layers and stuff. We had a rough start. That's all. It's starting to come together now. It's starting to look a little bit like a deer. But again, this is my first time ever painting on an egg, so yeah, and I'm freehanding it. So if this goes even slightly well, that's awesome. All right. So there are going to be like little dough spots back here on the back of him. So I think for that, I am going to cheat and use a gel pen. The other thing is, you can paint and then come back and do some of the finer detail. I'm trying to get it all done in like gouache, but I could cheat and do some of the finer detail with like a marker or something. But I'm not going to. I'm just saying that I could. So like, if you guys wanted to paint little baby animals, you can probably do it a lot easier than what I'm doing, trying to make it all work with like this little tiny paintbrush and like no skill. Oh, Easter's your birthday this year. Happy birthday, Bill. Hey, Relentless Mind Works. Yeah, after you've blown the egg out and washed it, you can probably fill it with epoxy or plaster or Paris to increase durability. That's a great tip. I don't know how. So I've seen it done. I've seen where people empty it, and I've seen where people have, flushed it with water just to kind of sanitize it and get all of the yucky stuff out. Um, what I don't know is how you would replace, like, how would you put something in there? Because, like, something like epoxy is already going to be kind of thick, and you've got like a little tiny hole. You're not supposed to put like a big hole in it. You're just supposed to, like, when I went to steam these, I actually poked it like with a little tiny hole there. That's about the size of the hole that you would use to flush it. Oh, the other thing is I have to keep track of the time on these things. So like I really only have, if I want to get all 6 of them done, I really only have like 20 minutes per one. So I might put this guy to the side and come back to it after it dries a little bit and get some details in there. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me while I'm experimenting because like, it's I always worry that you guys only want to see the good stuff and you guys don't really want to. I mean, most of you guys just like hanging out, which is cool. But like, I worry that some people might get turned off by the experimentation. Like, they only want to see like perfect craftsmanship and things like that. Art, to me, is definitely like a science experiment. So you get on this channel, you get the good and the bad. You get, and I'm not saying this is bad. I think this will work out just fine. I'm just saying that like it could go bad, and I'm not going to hide my mistakes. I'm going to put them on display for the entire world. All right, so we've got a little bit of a deer going. I'm going to let that guy dry, and I will come back to him with some detail here in a minute. But I want to make sure that I get some of these other guys in. So that one's going to be a deer. This one, maybe this one might go better. Um, just because I have more experience painting horses or drawing horses in general. So, hold on, let me put this guy down for a minute. I'll just put my hand in some paint. uh, all right, so I'm going to try to paint a horse on this guy. All right, so let's see what happens. The other thing is, it's kind of like it's so hard to freehand these things, not knowing like the perspective on like a round surface is so much different than like on a flat surface. But the good news is I can hold this up to my face. I'm not like drawing like I usually do where it's at a distance. Thanks, MJ. So this guy's not done. I'm going to add some more detail to him. I just wanted to put him to the side while he dries. And so I think, so, again, the principle is the same regardless of like what surface you're painting on or what medium or anything like that. You go for the big shapes. So in this case, the shapes in his face is you got this little cheek, got this like mouth that comes down. Um, got like a little bit of a blaze going there. I'm just painting this in like yellow ochre. I'm gonna come back and add some brown here in a minute. You got, it's so weird to like paint down around its surface. Check them, don't boil them first. So I was debating whether or not I wanted to even boil these, but my thought was that I'd drop one like while doing the live stream, and it would like break and go all over my desk and stuff, and have like yolk because I'm not planning on keeping these, so it really didn't matter. In fact, I might feed one or two of them to my dog. Like, you should not feed paint to anybody, so you should probably be conscious of that. But this is like non-toxic paint, so like if somebody for whatever reason accidentally ate the entire shell, it's probably not a big deal. Um, but I'm not like a health expert or something, so don't take my advice on that. But yeah, I was thinking I'd probably give my puppies some of these eggs when they're done. But yeah, so there's even an ugly phase in the egg painting world as well. But we'll get it working. It smells like eggs. It actually smells. Yeah, yeah. We're painting eggs. Creative boredom. Don't know how it's going to turn out, but Easter's coming up on Sunday. If you're into that sort of thing, I don't really do much for Easter myself, but I do like art projects. So if there's an excuse to paint, I'm going to take it. Plus, it's a challenge. I've always wanted to paint little things anyway. So like those little canvases they got at the store that's only like I don't know like 2 inches wide or something like that. I always thought it'd be cool to like paint like an actual scene on one of those. And those things are pretty small. So I really do need to practice more um, painting small stuff anyway, getting that detail in there. Because it is tough. But all the principles are still there. I mean, it's starting to look like a horse. Same with the deer. I might let it dry a little bit and then come back and add some details. So I know that there's going to be like an eye in here. Green eggs and ham. That actually sounds good. Eggs and ham. I could go for an egg McMuffin right now. You guys ever eat those egg McMuffins? Oh, it's like the perfect combination of food. You've got the ham, you got the egg, you got the cheese, and it's all like on a fluffy biscuit. Like whoever came up with that is a freaking genius. Freaking egg McMuffin. Like it's just the best. Um, I'm not a more much of a morning person, but I have been known to wake up early just to go and get like an egg McMuffin. Like I actually got up early to make sure that I could get there before they closed it out and said lunch or whatever is being served. So there's like muscles that kind of come down through here. All of this should be kind of brown. The other thing is you can like easily erase. I just noticed that like if I wanted to pick up some of this gouache off of here, I can. So that's helpful, I guess. Like if I wanted to fix a mistake or something like that. Expand this guy out. Sorry, if I don't keep this in the shot, let me know. And like this is a little awkward for camera angle for me as well. So like if I neglect to show you guys what I'm working on, just give me a holler. Geppetto is pointing to the next egg he wants you to paint. Yeah, he wants me to paint. That's good. I like that. All right. So I think we got a little bit of a horse face going here. I mean, it's not perfect. It's definitely in the ugly phase. Um, but I think that's cool to like put to the side. And I want to kind of come back to this little baby deer guy. All right, so this guy, I got grab this gel pen. All right, so let me go back to this guy because I want to see if I can fix this guy up. And if I can fix this guy up, that'll give me confidence moving into the next ones. So I think there should be kind of, let me get this activated. 1 second. All right, sorry. Um, get kind of a white line going above his eye. So this is a lot easier if you ever just want to draw on an egg. This seems to work. Get like a little white gel pen. Already it kind of looks a little bit better. Get a little bit of white going around there. Get a little bit of a reflection on his eye. And now he's starting to look cute, right? That's cool. All right, and then I promised like little, baby deer kind of have these like little spots and stuff. So I did draw a baby deer one time and like, eh, problem is these gel pens get kind of clogged up. I drew a baby deer in water and like colored pencils, I think. Sorry, not watercolor. One time, and that turned out all right. Hmm, Not getting much ink out of this. Maybe this one's dead. There you go. Maybe I'll just dab. Just gotta be careful. Like you don't want to like poke too hard and break the couple of little deer spots in there. So, all right, so we'll come back to this guy. I feel like this guy's starting to look a little bit better. So starting to look like a little baby deer. It's cute, cute little guy. So we'll put him to the side. Um, Let me try to get some detail on this horse guy. And again, I'm racing a clock here, so like I know you guys don't care, but in my mind, I want all six of these done. And in order to get all six of them done, I've got a limited amount of time I can spend on each one. So this is kind of fun for me. It's like it is definitely an experiment. Oh, crocodile egg, not live crocodile eggs. So could you imagine like one of these things hatching while I'm like sitting here trying to paint on it? That'd be hilarious. Could you imagine if it was a crocodile in a hatch? One of the little concepts I was having for one of these paintings was maybe like a dinosaur or something like that. But I went with the cutesy type stuff. See if I can get a little bit of a muzzle there. Nuzzle? Muzzle? Nuzzle? I don't know. Whatever this is called. And my my go-to cheater on this is if the detail doesn't really work out, I have a set of pins over here that I can kind of like come back and get some details in. So I think we're gonna end up with 6 decorated eggs. And it may take me a little while to kind of work them into being perfect. I don't know. I just get self-conscious whenever I'm doing like experiments and stuff. How big are crock eggs? I don't know. Duck eggs, I think, are pretty big, right? So, like, if you're going to paint, yeah. So if you're going to paint, already I've got one observation for you. If you're going to paint on eggs, get the biggest eggs you can. It is tough painting on eggs this small to like get details in, especially when you're not you're not really that adept at painting in general, much less like a lot of detail and stuff. But there are some things that work, and you know, doubting it, I guess. All right, so that's starting to look like a horse, kind of a bit of a yellow horse. Maybe I can work on some color later. All right, so I'm gonna put that guy to the side. So I've got two in the works. Let's see what the next one is going to be. Um, oh, yeah, that's right. I wanted to do a rabbit. So let me clean my brush here. We having fun yet? You guys ready for Easter? Do you guys have any like I know not everybody's like into like religious stuff or whatever. Easter is kind of a holiday for kids if you're not like a religious person. Um, so like I don't know, different people have different things they're into. Any of you guys have any kind of like Easter traditions or anything like that? Most of my nieces and nephews, they're kind of grown up now, but the egg hunt was always a big thing. Like I always enjoyed doing like an egg hunt with the kids when they were growing up. I've got some new nieces and nephews. Like I've got a new niece on the way, and then I've got my younger brother just had a kid like in the last couple of years. I've got some grandnieces, so like this is where my nieces have actually had kids of their own. Um, and I think some of them participate in egg hunts and stuff, but they're like scattered all over the place, so I don't see them all like at Easter. Plus, I think it's supposed to rain this Easter. I don't know. Anyway, this one's going to be a bunny rabbit. If I'm lucky, we'll see. When this is all said and done, if any of them look decent, like let me know which one's your favorite. I think this one I'm gonna like try to just paint by massing it in. So this guy, he's got this is his torso, and then he's gonna have kind of like a little head here. Just kind of get that going. I keep putting my freaking paw in my paw. I keep putting my paw in paint. Like this is how much I keep putting my hand in the paint. All right, anyway, back to the little bunny rabbit here. I know it doesn't look like much of a bunny rabbit yet, but it will. Outdoor egg hunts are fun. What do you mean outdoor egg hunts? Like, are there indoor egg hunts? What would an indoor egg hunt be like? I guess you'd have to have a pretty big place. An indoor egg hunt is basically you lost your remote somewhere and you're trying to find the remote for the television. Oh, you won't. Oh, yeah. I mean, Easter, like if you can see your family and stuff at Easter, it's a good time to get together. I know that most of my family's from like down south. They have these big parties and stuff for Easter, and I'm always getting an invite. It's just I like to go all the way down there just for like a dinner or something like that. Seems like a bit much because they're about 9 hours away. Most of my extended family, like my uncles and aunts and cousins and so on. All right, so this guy's starting to look like a little bunny, right? Getting a little bit of a bunny in here. These eggs are heavier than they look. It's just like an awkward pose to hold this guy up. I keep thinking I'm going to drop him. All right, so he's got a little thumper paw. Here we go. Rotate a little bit. Little thumper paw coming out. And then a little front paw as well. Yeah, I think I can make this guy look right. Like out of all of them, I'm thinking this one looks more like what I had in mind. Thanks, Larry. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys' pity on me. Nah, these are fine. Again, it's just an experiment. Um, Most normal people, they would practice off screen and then come on and after they've already figured out how to make it work when they go to do the live stream. I just do it live. Figure it out while we're at it. That's the best way to learn, right? Is to like experiment live in front of like it looks like there's 12 people in the room right now. Like, I mean, if you're gonna screw up, you need an audience to screw up, right? Who wants to screw up alone? You need the world watching. Okay. That's starting to look like a bunny. Like I'm actually deeply all right. So like all joking aside, this is starting to look like a bunny to me. Ernest is in the room. Great. All right. So let's see if I can get a tiny little eyeball here. This is tough. I am pretty impressed at how like my hand doesn't jitter or anything like it should, considering how much coffee I drink, or the fact that I am live streaming and should be kind of nervous or something like that. My hand is pretty steady, so that's cool. Looks like a bit of an eye. Starting to look like a demon bunny now. He's got like the you youngins don't know who I'm talking about when I say Alice Cooper, but Alice Cooper used to have the all the eye paint and everything. All right, so this guy's pretty good so far. I'm before I screw him up, I'm just gonna like let him sit here, and we'll come back to him. All right, so of the three so far, I see a lot of promise in this deer. I like the bunny. The horse probably needs some work, so I'll come back to him. All right, so let's move on to another one. What do we got here? Let me move this guy down a little bit. All right, so Geppetto wants me to paint this one. All right, we're gonna paint a mouse, a little field mouse. Does that sound good? He's just here to promote his bottle. Don't listen to that man. Don't listen to Ernest. He's just here to play up his bottle. So my bottle, I guess it's because whenever I dropped it off or something, they weren't taking photos at that time. But my bottle hasn't made it onto Facebook yet, and his bottle has, and he's all happy about that. I haven't seen my bottle in any of the photos that they've been taking so far. I expect that they're going to have like a gallery up soon with all the different bottles, but I haven't. Oh, this one cracked. Look at that. Can you see that? All right, so we'll use the other side of this. Anyway, um, there are ways to kind of preserve these things if you're concerned about, making them last. I am not concerned about these in particular just because these are all tests. All right, so this guy's going to be easier because I'm just doing basically the little, that's what I should have done with all of them. I'm just doing the little guy's face. So I feel like I have a lot of room here to work. Get like a little happy little mouse face going here. What are you guys talking about here? Put some bunny poops on the other side. Oh, Bill. You're so funny. Jeremy paints fast. I have to paint fast. I've got 6 of them to go. I do. All right, so I'm gonna get a little bit of an eye here just so that I know where that is. All right, so for the mouse, he's got these ears going. I feel like the mouse, I haven't done a mouse on like coffee painting or watercolor or anything like that yet. I feel like I should. I like mice. They're cute. I had a mouse once. A little white one I picked up from the store, and I called him Pinky. Like if you guys remember Pinky and the Brain from Animaniacs. Um, he's a cute little mouse. All right. Okay, let me get some eyes going here. Hopefully this brings out right. All right, gonna get some blotting if I'm not careful. So this is why you should let it dry, or else you're gonna get that blotting there just encounter. But that's okay. I'll make it work. I'll tighten it up. We'll fix it. Actually, that blotting's not that bad. It's like blotting in the direction that I wanted to. All right, so I have to be careful there because that's like wet and it could run. But Mr. Bottle looks amazing. Don't feed that guy's ego. No, I'm just kidding. Easy to clean up. This is like his neck area. It's so weird to paint, like, on a round surface like this. Um, I should really like practice painting like the globe or something. That'd be kind of fun to paint like an antique globe. That's like excellent. Thank you. I appreciate it, Ron. Um, yeah, there's no shortage of egg puns. Like I said, I was originally going to paint portraits of all the original Avengers, and I was going to call them the uh, Egg Vengers or something like that. All right, so this guy needs like a little nose. Very good. Skull eggs might be fun. Painting on skulls might be fun. Like, if you find like some roadkill or something out there and bleach the skulls. I've seen some people do some really cool uh, pyrographic, I think that's the term. Basically wood burning, but burning on the actual skull. So that's something. In fact, there's a local artist who's really good at that. She is really good at wood burning in general, but she takes her skill to like skulls. So like just little animal skulls. Like I'm pretty sure she doesn't harm any animals. Um, I don't know where she gets her skulls, but yeah, she burns designs into it's very cool. Paint your fingernails. I don't think I have the skill set to paint fingernails. This this little mouse has taken a dire turn. He's not looking the way I wanted him to. I gotta get some definition on his ears. Let's see. Um, that's cool. Just throwing down some paint and then smearing it off. I like that. That's cool. This guy's got such big ears, but you can't really see it in like one like perspective. Like when you look at his face, you can't really see. Guy's cracking. Sorry. Just mumbling to myself about my misfortunate uh, mouse over here. I feel like we can turn it around though. The cool thing about gouache is that you can build up layers and stuff like that. So, this is, we could consider this like, oh, this guy's cracking. I gotta be careful with this guy. Um, we could consider this like an underpainting and just add layers above it, which is probably what I'll do, but I'm trying to get the puffy cheeks in here. Looks more like a hamster. How are we doing on time? Ernest needs some petting. Clean that brush. All right, I got to be careful with this guy because he's cracking. Clean this brush. All right, I want to get a little bit of the orangish yellow ochre into his face. Oh, this is terrible. This is like the worst. Don't try to experiment with painting eggs on a live stream, guys. This is just this is not this is not easy. All right, get a little bit of color in this guy's forehead. Yeah, this is probably the hardest one I've had to do, like in quite some time. Like when I first started this channel, there were other experiments that did not go according to plan. Um, this one's probably up there as far as like technical difficulties. I don't know. All right, I don't know what's going on with this guy. I'm gonna put him to the side and come back to him. He's he's definitely on the lower end of happy with it. All right, so we got a couple of guys here. Some of them I'm happier with than others. What else is okay? All right, I got a duck here, and I think the duck will probably turn out all right. Jimmy looking good. You guys don't have to. You guys don't have to like say something looks good if it looks terrible. All right. I'm gonna work on all of these, so like I'll come back to him. This guy might be a goner just because his not only does his face look funny, still working on it. He started cracking back here, and like just holding him and stuff increases that crack. So I don't know how much holding he's got in his life. All right, so this guy. So of the ones so far, I feel like I can salvage this horse. This horse is going to work. I'm going to be happy with him. These other ones are in various stages of ugly phase. I do like the bunny. The bunny's looking cute. All right, so for this one, I'm going to do a duck, like a baby duck, and it's going to be the best one. We're going with a baby duck, and it's going to be awesome. Happy baby duck. Are we doing on time? Yeah, we're doing all right on time. I'm leaving myself some time to come back and fix these guys up. All right, so obviously baby duck, I probably started that a little bit low. Oh, already screwed the guy up. Okay, baby duck. Let's get his face going a little bit higher up. All of these are redeemable. Like we can fix these. It's going to. How often do I tell you guys it's not about your skill? in art, it's how you recover. It's not how you how much you avoid mistakes. It's how you recover from mistakes. So like you guys are going to be amazed at how I'm telling me myself these things that I don't really believe them. Um, but yeah, so you guys are going to be amazed at how easily we recover from some of these misfortunes in design. So this guy, he's just like a little fat little duckling guy. So he's just basically a big round yellow thing with some facial features that I will get implemented here. Maybe a little bit rounder back here. Chicken says you get some duck eggs next time. Yeah, if I if I was a smarter Jeremy, which I'm not, it probably would have been a good idea to get bigger eggs. I think that that would have been a good idea. Just because I don't have that skill set yet. I don't have that skill set of painting um, small features yet. I thought I did because I did the bottle and I did the smaller versions of the front pieces on the back of it, like the smaller deer and the smaller owl, and I liked how those turned out. So I got lucky there. I think the other challenge is that I am painting on a unfamiliar surface, not just unfamiliar surface, but also like unfamiliar geometry here. Like I'm dealing with like a three-dimensional oval, which is odd. But this duck is going to look cool, so I don't care about any of that. We're going to be happy with this duck. So, it being Thursday, got the weekend coming up. I'm pretty sure you guys are pretty happy about that. Like when you wake up tomorrow, it will be Friday, which is awesome. Anybody got any weekend plans? Um, Sometimes they, corporate America gives people Fridays off, like which I always thought was weird because like again, I'm not a particularly religious person, so I always thought it was odd that they give, people the day off for Good Friday. I mean, I think it's kind of cool that you get the day off. It just surprises me that you do. So anybody got tomorrow off? That'd be cool. It's practically a national holiday, Good Friday. I think I think a lot of like offices and stuff give people the Good Friday off. All right, so this guy got a bit of a nose here. I think I can ink that in. He's got some separation between the body and the head, and then kind of comes back into a little bit of shadow fluff. What do they call this stuff? Down, like down feathers, something like that. Got a lot of down feathers back here. All right, I think that's a pretty good start. And then I wanted to add a little bit more color to this guy. I am pretty amazed that I haven't really, went digging for other colors yet. These guys are all basically the same colors. Get a little bit of orange up in this guy. I think this guy's looking a little bit like a duck, a little baby duck. I mean, you have to use your imagination on these guys. All right, so I'm gonna put this guy over here to dry because I don't want that stuff to kind of like I don't want the gravity on that to work too much. Okay, all right. These guys are all in various stages of terribleness. Let's move on to the very last one, which is a little bit different color. I don't know how this one's going to turn out. Let's see, where are my colors for this? I think that I will, see, I haven't even picked out colors for this. I think I'm going to go with 6 chickens sacrifice to draw other critters. Yeah, that's kind of strange. These are baby chickens, so like these baby chickens were sacrificed to make art. That's funny. Well, it's not funny. It's kind of sad if you think about it. But what's up, Tyler? How you doing tonight? All right, so this guy, I'm going to try to do a hummingbird, and obviously a hummingbird's going to be different colors than what we've been using. So I kind of switched it up a little bit. Let's see if I can get brush clean. All right, so I don't know how this one's going to work. I thought that maybe I can do like a little purple face. I just want to kind of like mass in a body here. I might add some other colors to them, to her. Yeah, I'm gonna call this one a her. But even if I get any kind of bird out of this, that would be great. Thinking chicken salad. So I was wondering like how long this stuff can sit out after you boil it before it goes bad. Because I was thinking like, well, I don't want these guys to go to waste. I might want to eat these guys, but this is like 2 hours long. These guys gone bad. I don't know. They still feel cool to the touch, like they're in the fridge. All right, so just kind of massing in. This guy's going to have some wings. And he's going to have 2 wings. Oh, you got to ride your horse again. That's cool, Tyler. Yeah, horses are awesome, man. Just any chance to be on a horse. That's why I love living in central Kentucky and having a lot of friends that have horses. Basically, if I ever wanted to ride a horse, there was one available to me. All right, so I'm going to put this guy down because I want to get some other colors. Yeah, it's going to be a hummingbird, I think. We'll see how it goes. All right, let's get. I guess it's all right to leave a little bit of purple in here and not clean my brush too well. Um, so I wanted the tail feathers to kind of be a different color and introduce some other bits. Yeah, honestly, I should have just done birds. Like, I'm already satisfied with this bird. This bird looks awesome. All right, so another tip I've learned is that if you're going to paint on an egg, paint a bird. Paint a bird because birds belong on eggs, right? That makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Don't try to paint a horse on an egg. Okay, I need to create a separation between these different feathers here, or these different wings. And I think the chest will have some blue in it as well. I think this one needs to be, yeah. Jeremy needs to paint a cross. I could paint a cross. It's probably a good idea considering the season. Like just a cross or like a special kind of cross, like a decorative cross? What are we talking about? Because there's some pretty ornamental crosses out there. Like I'm a fan of Celtic crosses. Those are cool looking. Um, you can do the typical. He's out of eggs. I'm out of eggs, but I still have the touch-ups to do on these other ones. So there is more work to do. Get the beak going there. There we go. All right, so that's a good start on the beak. All right, so I'm gonna add some eyes to this and stuff, but I think that that's a good start on that. All right, so now we need to go through and fix these guys up. Let me put this to the side. Um, let's see, there's a hummingbird nest. Cross on a hill with all three cars. Oh, okay, like the horse. I mean, sorry, the cavalry crosses. I could do that. That would probably be for like a later day. I don't think I can do that on an egg. Like, I really should do some. Hey, Hater, how's it going? We're experimenting with painting eggs, and I'm not sure how this is going. All right, so this guy is dried up a little bit, so I'm going to try to fix this guy. It's just a mouse. So how hard can it be? Let me see if I can get. I'm having trouble getting ink out of this. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's get some eye highlights. I can get. See if I can get some ink out of this. There we go. Let me try over here first. Oh, there we go. Get some eye highlights going. Get some eye highlights going over here. All right, so let me put this guy down. I think I'm going. He doesn't roll off. All right, so I'm going to. I did say I might pivot a little bit on these guys, and this is how I do it. Not that one. All right, yeah, that'll work. So I gotta be careful with this guy because he's already cracking. Okay, so let's see if I can sketch in a mouse face. Gotta clean this up a little bit because I wasn't very happy with how this guy turned out. I've always been better at drawing than painting. So this is how I'm going to try to salvage these guys. I mean, the progress of the experiment is quite appears to be quite satisfactory. Well, I'm glad you say that. I appreciate that. Don't know, man. It's hard to get any ink to work on this over this egg. Sorry, I'm thinking to myself here. Little mouse. Wonder what I should call this mouse. Got a little smiley face down here. I don't know if he looks like a mouse. He looks like a he looks more like a hamster. So I might start calling this guy a hamster. You guys talking about how usually put them out April 1st. Oh, for like hummingbirds? I thought you were talking about gardening. I feel like there's going to be one more frost before we're done with winter. I just feel like that's how it's going to go. I don't know about this mouse, guys. more like a hamster. The thing is, I can feel the egg cracking because it had broken earlier. So this guy might be the one that we can't salvage. I mean, it's okay. It doesn't look terrible. It just doesn't look like what I had in mind. All right, let's see if I can add a little bit of color to this guy. I thought this mouse one was going to be the easiest. I think I even said that when I started him. Some also value going up in here. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, this one's cracked and I can kind of smell the egg through it. It's so weird. Jeremy, I noticed your breast cancer t-shirt. Thanks for supporting the fight. Yes, one of my friends, I think she's in recovery, but I have to double check on that. I don't want to say that she's recovered without no, like I think there's a technical phase of like remission, and I haven't heard her say that she's in remission yet. So I don't know if she's waiting to hear that from the doctor before she says it, but I haven't seen her actually say that she's in remission. So I don't want to say that she's in remission until she says that she's in remission. But yeah, the Olivia is a friend of mine that is fighting and I think beaten cancer. Um, I think she kicked its ass. She she went through chemo, she went through the radiation, and I think she's all done with it. But I don't want to say that she has for certain until I hear back from her for certain, because I'm a little superstitious, about some things and stuff. Like I don't want to jinx anything. I'm not really a superstitious person, but I don't want to jinx anything. So I have noticed what seems to be working best here with these eggs is if you do like small glazes of color. I think that looks best, and it actually like this one might be unsalvageable, but as far as like just as far as an experiment goes, it seems like the glazing is what's working best on these eggs, and it looks the best as well. But yeah, so I'm sure 100%, like 100% positive she's going to make a full recovery, and this is just going to be a blip on the radar of her life. Like just something that she went through one time and it really didn't affect her life all that much. My mom had breast cancer a few years back, and she made full recovery. So and that's what I mean by like just a blip on the radar. Like it's barely a thing in her life anymore. Um, Even though at the time it was a big deal. So I think that's going to be the case for my good friend Olivia as well. We've been friends for, man, a couple of decades now. She was a former coworker of mine, and I think that I think she's a fighter. Or, in fact, I know she's a fighter. So anyway, so yeah, I'm not just fighting the good fight. I'm rooting. I'm a cheerleader. I'm rooting people on. Anyway, all right. So this mouse face, I'm gonna like let that dry a little bit, and I'm gonna come back with some more there. Right, you just hide back there for a bit. Like that guy looks terrible. He might look like a bear actually. Um, okay, so let's see which one can I fix up. I want to fix up this horse a little bit because this is like I feel like this is getting there. Like this is close to being a proper horse. I feel like he needs some brown in his face. So I'm gonna work on that. Thanks, MJ. I appreciate that. But like I said, I think she's in recovery. I really do. Um, or remission or whatever they call it. But I'm hesitant to say it without doctor confirming it. This guy's this guy's going to turn out all right, guys. We're going to save this horse here. I got to get the horses right because like that's kind of my thing, right? My go-to thing to draw is a horse because like I live in horse country and I really appreciate the animal. Trying to get this all up in the camera so you guys can see it. You can see how messy like art is. This might be like the biggest my hands have ever been. Like sorry to scare you guys with my big ass hands. Get a little bit of an ear going there. I think we can bring this mane down a little bit. There's like a little tufts of hair coming up here. Oh, sorry, that's blurry. Okay, that looks a little bit better. He's still a little orangish in the face or yellowish, but some horses are like that. That's fine. What's the name of the kind of horse? I don't want to throw out like a breed and show my ignorance when it isn't yellow, but there are yellowish horses. Some water going there. Anyway, I do think that like glazing is a good technique for painting on these eggs. Just add a little bit of a thin layer and then kind of come back over it with another layer once that dries. I am probably rushing through this too fast. I'm not letting them dry properly, which is probably not good, but it's okay. Jeremy, I really like the little hands from long ago. Did I paint little hands at one point or draw little hands? I don't remember. Amy Wu says this is probably one of the best ideas for painting Easter eggs, but I like the patience for it. I might lack the patience for it. These guys have the potential to turn out all right. I just don't know if I can, you know, put the. I don't know if I have what I take and what it takes to make these guys work. Especially that freaking mouth. That mouse like looks. This mouse has gone from looking like a mouse to a hamster to now he kind of looks like a koala bear. I haven't even messed with this rabbit because the rabbit I'm actually happy with. All right, let me see if there's anything that I can do to this guy. Got a pin here. Let's see if I can get some details in here. Kind of wanted a bit more of a mouth. This pin is not going over this paint well. I thought this pin would like just basically go over everything as in the past. Yeah, this pin ain't doing anything. All right, so plan B. Well, that was plan B. Sorry, plan C. We're determined to make these guys look right. Um, and I'm having some trouble getting them to look right in paint and now with ink. So now we bring out the big guns, which is, let's see what we can do with colored pencils. I think that this is going to be how we solve some of these problems. There we go. All right, so let's see if we can get this guy looking right now. So my only concern with the colored pencils is that you do have to add a little bit of pressure And, you know, this is a fragile surface, but I think we'll be okay. So, coloring your Easter eggs with colored pencils, that's probably something you haven't thought of. So, colored pencils being wax-based would be kind of interesting. So, like, if you did do Easter eggs with colored pencils and then you drop them in like traditional egg dye or something like that, the egg dye isn't going to go over the parts that are colored pencils because they're wax. So like it's like you know, like if you painted them with a crayon or something like that. So that's kind of interesting. That would be kind of fun to try. Just bring out the big guns. Like I forgot I even said that. The big guns are the these are the big guns. Whenever I am let's see, where's the lid for this? Whenever I am struggling making something work, this is my go-to fix-all. Prismacolor colored pencils. Basically, these things are so versatile. You can use them on basically anything, as long as you don't care that your artwork is quote unquote mixed media. Which who cares, right? If it's mixed media, it's mixed media. You can use colored pencils to basically fix any kind of painting error. Now, I don't like to do that because I'm actually trying to learn to paint better. But also, you know, this is a live stream and stuff, and I've learned what I wanted to learn tonight, which is get a bigger egg if you're going to go off and paint, so that you can, or actually like have some skills when you go to paint an Easter egg. But anyway, like now it's the now it's like let's see what we can do to make these guys actually look nice. Now I want to leave some area here for like these white spots and stuff because like these little these little does have these like white spots on the back, so I don't want to get rid of that. So already you can see that this guy looks a little bit more like a deer, having used these colored pencils to kind of like clean that up a little bit. I like that. That looks good. Excuse me a moment. I'm dropping things all over the place. Pencils everywhere. Um, eggs are best deviled. Oh, I love deviled eggs. Yeah, I still have. Thanks, Relentless Mind Work. I do have time to kind of fix these guys up. What? A little bit dark. Let me be conscious of each one though. Like I don't want to spend too much time on one. I actually like this guy. He's looking pretty good. There is something I wanted to do. Let's see. I don't like that it's just all white around him. So this guy is close to being done. So let me see if I can kind of wanted, you know, a little bit of color in here so that he's not just all a deer on white. It's supposed to be like an Easter egg. So just a little bit of color back here. I don't know if that's showing up on camera, but it's just a little bit of blue. All right, so now I'm pretty happy with this guy. This guy looks adorable a little bit. Got a little messy mess there. All right, so this guy's pretty good. So I'm gonna put him to the side. Let me look at that guy there. That might be the only one that looks decent out of the bunch. All right. Um, was that the first guy I did? All right, let's make this rabbit look good. First off, let me get a swig of him. All right, so this guy's going to be a bit of a challenge because he is so small. But I think he already looks okay. Get my black pen, see if I can get the eye going a little bit better. a little bit more of a rounder eye there. And a bit of a nose. I think he has a bit of neck separation there. I do like working with pen. Pen is fun. All right. Thanks, MJ. Sorry if I missed some of the conversation in the chat tonight. Like, I find that I'm having to look a lot at these things because I'm holding them up and everything, and keep having to look at the reference picture. All right, so that's kind of looking like a bit of a rabbit, so that's good. In fact, this guy again is like probably the best one of the bunch. It looks more the most like what I kind of had envisioned. All right, so this guy should have some. And this white is not working right tonight. Trying to activate this, sorry. Get some white around his eye. Do I have white paint? Yes, I do have white paint. Let me see if that'll work. All right, trying to get this guy to have like a little glint. There you go. That's cool. Oh, maybe that's a bit much. Mm, it's so small. So tough. All right, that's good enough. I'll fix it. All right, so let's introduce a little bit of color in this guy as well. A deer killed my 1978 Ford Fiesta north of Golden, Colorado. Oh, that's tough. Sorry about that, man. Get a little bit of color up here. The color in here. Like color penciling eggs is kind of cool. I feel like it's cheating though. I really wish I could have painted the entire thing, but you know, you do what you got to do. Let me get the pink in the ear. No, I don't know why. I don't know why I added pink to the other side. Come on, guys. You're supposed to be like protecting me from myself. Like I should not have added pink to this other ear, because like you're not seeing the inside of that ear. Oh well. All right, so that guy. Let's see. Get that. I mean, it kind of looks like a rabbit. Need to fix that eye. Mm. All right, that's probably good enough for this guy. Let's put this guy to the side. All right, let's see how we doing on time. We got half hour to fix up these other ones. Come back to him. All right, so this duck, I'm pretty sure we can get a nice looking duck out of this guy. Like all the basics are there, right? He looks like a duck. I mean, this guy already looks pretty duckish. Little baby duck. I do enjoy doing wildlife, even if doesn't look perfect. Black one, there you go. There you go. All right, let's get a bit of a fill going here. Again, the challenge with working with colored pencils on these eggs is that you do have to put a bit of pressure down, and I'm so worried about like cracking it or doing harm to the egg itself. It's not too bad, so I'm not too worried about it, but see if I can get some detail around the eye. Wish this gel pen was working better. It's okay. All right, looks a little bit like a duck to me. Little baby duck there. Put this guy to the side. All right, the ones I'm most concerned about is this like abomination of nature over here, but I'll come back to that guy. Um, we get to the hummingbird because I think that the hummingbird can definitely be salvaged. Because I think the hummingbird just looks pretty already. Like I like how the hummingbird looks so far. See what we can do about getting an eye in here. That's alcohol. What here? That's bourbon. Yeah. I like to have a glass of bourbon or just any kind of alcohol really to wind down while I'm doing my pictures. Sometimes when I'm working on pictures and I'm not doing a live stream, I'm drinking coffee. But I'm always drinking something, either coffee or some sort of alcohol. All right. Let's get some color in this guy's chest area. I wanted to introduce some light green here just because hummingbirds are very colorful, or at least this hummingbird's going to be. Got blue here. Get some definition on this wing. I don't think this is the one that was cracked, but I am concerned about it cracking a little bit. Anyway, has anybody in here ever gone the extra mile in decorating their Easter eggs? I feel like I'm not doing anything that people haven't tried before. Like do you guys just dip it in the dye, or like have you ever tried to draw on like an egg or been creative like that? I know some of you guys had some suggestions on how to like drain the egg and so on. So I feel like some of you guys have done some creative stuff with eggs before. It's just an interesting medium, I guess. Not really medium. It's well, yeah, maybe it is a medium. I don't know the proper terms. Like medium is the like the colored pencil and the watercolor and so on. The what would the what would paper be called? But anyway, it's definitely an interesting thing to work on. That looks pretty cool, right? Hmm. I can use a little bit more blue. No, I got all these marks on my hand. It looks like I've got some disease or something. Yeah, that guy looks kind of cool. All right, so on this guy, I do want to kind of get some sort of background color going. Get some blue sky or green sky or something like that going so that's not all white. We're doing on time. We still got a half hour. Cool. Again, I do think that if you're painting on eggs, just glazing it is probably the ideal way to go about it, I think. All right, so put that guy over here to the side to dry. All right, what guy have we not messed with yet? All right, so this guy, how do I fix this guy? Let's see. Hmm. How do I fix this guy? He looks pretty rough. He needs a pink nose. Maybe that'll help. Oh, a little too hard there. All right, so this guy is just a mistake. So we're gonna skip over this guy. We're gonna pretend like we never did this guy. So this guy is just yeah, we're just gonna there you go. Put that guy up here, crush him up. There you go. Now he's fixed. All right. This guy looks great now. Okay. Back to these guys. Sometimes you just give up. And that mouse was not going well. I'm gonna go back to this duck guy because I don't think the duck guy's done yet. Yeah, this guy is I think it looks cool like that though. He kind of looks like I don't know what this is, but he's become kind of a bird. There you go. That's some sculpture art there for you guys. Of course, now it smells like eggs up in here. Kind of want some eggs now. Get some little legs going here. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just gotta give up. I mean, there's no requirement for you to like salvage every piece. If it's just not going well, it's just not going well. It's fine. I do like this little guy here. Some little fur stuff going in here. Like with the other ones, I kind of wanted to get a little bit of blue behind them, so it's not all white. All right, so this guy, I'm pretty happy enough with him. I'm definitely happy with the bunny. The bunny needs a little bit of blue. I've only used wax crayon on eggs and then dipped them. I'm not very artistic. Oh, I think I've done that. Little bunny. I love that song. That's so funny because I haven't heard that in forever. Little bunny foo foo hopping through the forest, scooping up the field mice and bopping them on the head. That's what happened here. Little bunny foo foo. That's great. Scooping up the field mice and bopping them on the head. Painted rocks last longer. There you go. Maybe I should try that at some point, Bill. All right. So I do think that these are basically as good as they're going to get for this experiment. So I'm probably am going to wrap this up soon. But you know, it's not my best work, but it's not my worst either. You know, I should really go through all my videos and find my worst art that I've done, just to kind of highlight that. I actually like that horse. I'm not going to mess with that horse too much. All right, so let's see if I can get all of these guys arranged in a way. I'm going to have to crack the back just a little bit just to get them to sit properly. There you go. All right, so that guy, and then this guy here. Let's see if I can crack that back a little bit. That way he doesn't roll. We've got the, there we go, little bunny there. I'm gonna put the bunny up here. I'm trying to arrange these guys so that you guys can see them all together. All right, this guy here. There you go. That's probably a terrible noise. Sorry, guys. But no, this has been actually a fun experiment. And then I like the colors on this hummingbird. I'm actually pretty happy with that one. There you go. All right, and we'll ignore this guy. Just kind of push him off this side. All right, so these are the ones that we're going with. So there you go. Just, and a bunch of painted eggs. I think the concept would work if you had, like, I don't know. I've just never been very good at painting such high detail on these guys. I don't know if I could. If I drew on here, I think I would have had a better chance. So maybe that's what I'll do next year if I revisit this. I'll actually draw like in ink on these eggs and skip the painting bit. But of these, I like the colors of this one. I think the rabbit actually turned out looking okay. I mean, kind of a little bit cross between a rabbit and a dog. Um, Actually, this guy's my favorite. I think he turned out pretty good. He's cute. I like him. Um, the horse is passable. The duck is okay. It's all right. All right, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. It's a fun little experiment. I'll try to get a better picture of these so that you guys can check them out. Um, let's see. So the Little Bunny Foo Foo song goes, "Little bunny foo foo hopping through the forest, scooping up the field mice and bopping them on the head." And then the good fairy came down and said, "Little bunny foo foo, I don't want to see you hopping through the forest, scooping up the field mice and bopping them on the head," or something like that. Not that I have the same memorized or anything like that. Yeah, I think the Bambi one turned out pretty good. The horse one's okay. The Money Rabbit, I think, is okay. This guy probably could use a little more color if I had more time. But anyway, it's a fun little experiment. It's a different take on the on an Easter egg. I think if I tried this again, like if there was a redemption round, which there sometimes is when I do art that I'm not very happy with and I obsess about it, and I want to do better. A redemption round would probably involve me actually draining the eggs so that they're more permanent, and then maybe trying to do a like a landscape on them instead of these characters, and so on. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. I hope that you guys have a great Easter weekend. If you do have tomorrow off, great, awesome. I hope you guys have a great time. And I will be back on Tuesday if I don't get bored before then. I may. Oh, Bambi's your favorite? Cool. Yeah, I actually like Bambi. Bambi's looking good. He's so cute. That was actually cute. Um, yeah, so if I don't get bored and come back before Tuesday, I'll see you guys Tuesday. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. It's been a lot of fun. I'll go back to doing drawings and stuff next week and coffee paintings. I still have to finish up the raccoon. But every now and then, I just want to experiment and take like a little divergent, off on a tangent or something. But anyway, appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Thank you very much. Have a good one. Bye. Happy Easter.